In this video lesson, we're going to discuss a subdivision of the quarter note called an eighth note. In order to fully understand eighth notes, you must first be familiar with whole notes, half notes, and quarter notes. If you are not, please take the time to review our previous video on rhythm before proceeding. We already know that a whole note sounds for 4 beats, a half note sounds for 2 beats, and a quarter note for only 1 beat. Just like a half note is half of a whole note, a quarter note is half of a half note. In the same sense, an eighth note is half of a quarter note. This simply means that just like it takes 2 half notes to fill the same amount of time as 1 whole note, and 2 quarter notes to fill the same amount of time as 1 half note, it will take 2 eighth notes to fill the same amount of time as 1 quarter note or beat. 2 eighth notes equals 1 quarter note. Now you may be thinking, how am I supposed to count half of a beat? It's actually quite simple. In a situation like this, the first eighth note in any given beat is counted as the beat, meaning 1, 2, 3, or 4. This is known as the downbeat because it is the strongest part of the beat. The second eighth note in any given beat is known as the upbeat and is counted by saying the word and. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and. Remember when counting eighth notes that each note accounts for 2 equal halves of a beat, none shorter or longer than the other. Count your eighth notes as evenly as possible without shortening or elongating the beat. To further explain, let's take a look at a couple of measures which incorporate eighth notes. In the first measure, we see that beats 1, 2, and 4 contain quarter notes, and beat 3 contains 2 eighth notes. The first eighth note in measure 3 will be counted as downbeat 3, and the second eighth note will be counted as the upbeat and, like this. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Notice how when counting the eighth notes in beat 3, I counted them slightly quicker than I counted the quarter notes. That's only because it takes 2 eighth notes to fill up the same amount of time as 1 quarter note. Do not confuse this with speeding up the beat. The tempo of the beat remains the same throughout the entire measure. Let's take a look at measure 2. In measure 2, beats 1 and 4 contain quarter notes, and beats 2 and 3 are each divided into 2 equal halves or eighth notes. Let's count. 1, 2, and 3, and 4.